Super Tuesday is over. Some candidates had a pretty tough fight. Others easily advanced to the November general election. Joining me now to take a closer look at the results is Texas Tribune reporter Karen Brooks Harper, who's covered politics in North Texas for more than 2 decades. What are you most surprised about this morning?
Surprised. You know, it's it's hard to say surprise on some of this stuff.
Okay.
What we saw was Governor Greg Abbott did what he set out to do. You know, he needed to gain 11 votes in the Texas House to pass his private school voucher program. He poured millions of dollars into that effort. He gained 9, it looks like, of those, and now he needs to find 2 more.
So it looks like
he's got 8 people going into a runoff, and he might be able to pick off 2 of those. Yeah.
So it looks like school vouchers are a thing to come, likely here in Texas, if you look at this.
Yes, the movement gained ground. It decidedly gained ground. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Something else we see from some of the race results is that Republican voters seem to want the party to move even further to the right. Would you agree with that?
That would be something that we can definitely kind of, you know, take from those elections last night. Although the interesting thing about the primaries is that it's a very small sliver of the actual electorate. So because it tends to be the party faithful, the people who are more active in politics, that way more people vote in the general elections in November. So you have a very engaged partisan group of people that vote in these elections. And we're talking about, you know, 3 million at the top of the ticket, you know, voting in the presidential primaries, but, you know, I mean, as little as 30,000 voting in the, you know, in House Speaker Dade Phelan's district, for example, and he's in a runoff, you know, with, you know, just a few hundred votes separating him from his opponent. And so, I mean, certainly the party voters want to see it move, you know, Texas move to the right. You know, it's hard to say what everybody else wants if they're not involved in the primaries, particularly in Texas when so many districts are chosen in the primaries.
Yeah, you got to vote. That was your chance. Yeah, State Senator Nathan Johnson, who represents the Dallas area, he keeps his seat. Fellow Democrat challenged him. This is a battle between 2 attorneys. Yeah,
and 2 delegate members who have worked together for several years representing various parts of Dallas. And you know, if there was any surprises in this race, it was when Niave Criado got into the race. People kind of didn't see that competition between those 2 coming. I think that a lot of people expected Johnson would probably pull it out based on his numbers, based on his fundraising, and based on the fact that he doesn't have a lot of, like, you know, scandal or drama around his you know, couple of terms in office. The surprise may have been that it wasn't as close as a lot of people thought. They thought that Niave Criado would give him a bit more of a run for his money, especially as the demographics of the already diverse district, you know, even further towards, you know, Hispanics. I think it's over half now.
Karen,
yeah, that was a surprise for sure.
Okay, they're wrapping me, but I just one more. Ted Cruz versus Colin Allred. Does Colin have a chance?
I mean, the poll, you know, he ran on the fact that he was the most likely. So, you know, I mean,
who knows?
I wish I could look into that crystal ball.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy at times, but hey, thank you for your insight. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Could talk to her all day, right?